I'm not necessarily going to do them in the right order. So that's why I said check them off as I do them. You get a pen?
That I heard once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. The dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't if happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
Alexa, pause. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Andrew Lacey. It's July the 15th, 2024, and to say that dream big. I've got about 10 points I want to share this morning. You know, it's simple things that can change your life. I tell people all the time, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Before I end today, I want to kind of give you one example. But it's the simple changes that you make that does change everything. You know, last week I focused on the simple things that I would do before I got to work. And it's what I call the basics to get me excited about my day. You know, get your excitement back. If you can't get excited about this industry called real estate because you have an opportunity every day to make 10 to 20,000. If you don't believe that, call my office and I'll give you every person that I coach and you can call each one of them. And here's what they'll say. Andrew gives me an opportunity every day to make 10 to 20,000. I don't know why you can't get excited about that. You know why you're not excited? Because you're not limiting your distractions. So number one, let's get your excitement back. Number two, let's limit the distractions. That's what I do very well. I keep the distraction. That's why I don't watch the news. That's why I don't associate with negative people. You know, I said last week, I've had to actually quit friendships with guys that I really enjoyed being around, but I couldn't go to dinner with them because all their wife was negative the entire time. Negative about the schools, negative about children, negative, negative, negative. And if that's all you listen to is negative, you become negative. That's one of the things I'm always excited about is, you know, what I try to do each day, each week, each month, each year is to motivate someone, to inspire them, to encourage them, and to train them. So let's go back to Judy Garland, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Dream more while you're awake. How old are you today? Have you stopped dreaming? You know, most people have. I love children. They dream. They dream what they're going to become. Somewhere along the line, people let others steal their dream. My dad stole my dream in 1977 in the front yard of our home place when I came back from my first weekend back from Winthrop College, where I had a scholarship to go to school for music. And all my belief was I said last week, I was going to become either a country and western singer or a rock and roll star. It did not matter. But I knew I was going to do that. But I sat there in that front yard when I got home that Friday evening, and my dad said, Andrew, the only thing you can do with a music degree is be a school teacher or a choir director to get paid. And because of everything my dad had said had been the law my whole life, my first 18 years, I believed it. So he stole my dream. Well, I guess we ought to thank him because I'm here today. And I'm 65 and I still have as many dreams that I dream of accomplishing in my life as I did when I was young. I may even have more. I dream every day that I can change someone's life. I have that opportunity. See, you have an opportunity to help people every day. You have you have a power that very few people. I want to give you the power. So I'm going to go over about 10 things today. So what do we say? Dream more while you're awake. Do you have an emotional goal? Do you have something that you just want more than anything in the world? Until you have that, you're not really going to change. You're not really going to put forth that effort that's necessary. That's another thing. Do a little bit more, not less. We're in a market right now that you could be just absolutely killing it because there's so many people that are not coming to work, that are not in the belief that they have an opportunity every day to have an incredible, it's more than incredible income. I love seeing people that I meet that are making less than 30,000 and now they make every year 300, 400, 500,000. That's real. And it's because of the changes that they made. When I end today, I said on July the 1st, today's the 15th. I said the week before July the 1st, the last week of June, tell me 3 things you're going to change for the second half of this year. What small changes you're going to make. I ask you today, what changes are you going to make from now to the end of the year? You can still have an incredible year. But a lot of times people, this is not on my list today, but I want to talk about it. A lot of people at the beginning of the year have a goal and they decide to change. But for some reason, they stop after 30 days or they quit or whatever they do. But they don't restart after they stop. Well, see, now was a perfect opportunity on July the 1st. I'm going to restart again for the second half of this year. Some people restart once a month. Okay, I didn't get what I wanted last month. I'm going to restart today. I'm going to give it more. Some people restart once a week. I restart every day. It does not matter what happened yesterday, last week, last month, last quarter. Every day I restart. It's a brand new day. Something great's going to happen today. What did I say last week? It's going to be a great day. Somebody needs my help today, and I am the best person to help someone. If you could put that in your brain, and then if you could believe that, I mean, really. I told someone this morning, they called and was thanking me for the call, and they said they got up this morning and said, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. I said, if you did that for 5 years, every day the rest of your life would be good. I don't exaggerate when I say that when I started saying that in 91, I don't know when it happened, but it's never been a day that wasn't good. I mean, dude, I've been stuck in storms. I've been broke down on the road. I've had death. I've had loss. I've had everything that can happen that's happened to you has happened to me. But I don't allow what has happened to me. See, I'm never a quitter. But write this down. Don't be a quitter, be an overcomer. Be an overcomer, not a quitter. An overcomer has a different life. And let me share, with you and I together, we can overcome anything. I've helped so many people to overcome so many bad things or tragedies. I've got to call someone today who lost their husband this past weekend. And what am I going to do? Encourage them and speak well of their husband. But I want to help them to go forward in their life and not let this be the end of their life. So many times you think it's the end when it's a new beginning each day. Number one, get your excitement back. Are you excited? My granddaughter was at my house Friday night. Talk about excited. You know, they were going to the beach on Saturday, and she kept saying, well, tomorrow morning, Papa, I'm going to the beach. And I said, I know. And you're going to have such a great time down there with your daddy and mama and your brother. And you can't wait to go, can you? I'm so excited, Papa. So every night that she spends in our house, we have a tradition. In fact, she told Patty when she went to bed, she said, I want Papa to come get me tomorrow morning. So for her entire life, I go in there and she may be asleep or she may be woke up, but she's just laying there. And I walk in and she reaches up for me. She stands up and I pick her up and she puts her head on my shoulder and I carry her to the kitchen. And as I carry her, hey, this is for you and your family. This has nothing to do with real estate. But I make her feel like the most secure person in the world. You know how much Nana and Papa love you? We love you more than everything. We love you all in this world. You know, Papa's always here to take care of you and protect you. And I tell her things as I walk down the hallway. Don't you love coming to Papa's? Yes, sir. But then I sit there in my chair and she just lays there for a few minutes. And then she slides out of my lap and starts walking around. But by 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, she said, Papa, I don't want to go to the beach. I want to stay here with you. Now, I said, Riley, you're going to go to the beach. You're going to the beach and have a good time. I want to stay here. You know why that is? It's how you make someone feel. And she feels more secure, more happy, more joy, more excitement than anywhere else. Now, I got better at being a dad. I got better at being a papa. And this is what I want to say, get better. How about if you got better in your business? How about you, if you got up and you worked at getting better at just coming to work each day, treating real, number one, next, write this down. I'm sorry, my nose is running a little bit. How about treating real estate like a business? Excuse me. How about what if you got your excitement back? Let's get back to that. What would happen if you came in and work excited? You're going to get different results. People will notice it. You know, I wrote here, you can't help people unless you go see people. You can't help people. You know, this is the program. This program gives you that opportunity. Last week, Mike Klein in Charlotte said he had 5 or 6 appointments in 1 week. Mike's been on the program 18 months. He had never actually been really proactive. He had a good business, but last year was the best year he ever had. And now he used to maybe get 1 appointment a week, 2 appointments, maybe, some weeks 0. Last week he got 5 or 6, which will give him 1, 2, or 3 new listings, which will give him 30,000 plus in income. But see, he can't do that unless he goes and sees the people. You can't help someone unless you go see someone. Now, why do I say help? Because if you remember last week's call, when I got up in 91, I said it's going to be a great day. But then in 93, when I went from 70 closings to 163, actually 75 to 163, that's when I changed from it's going to be a great day to it's going to be a great day and somebody needs my help today. And I'm the best person to help someone. See, those 3 beliefs could change your life. But you can't just say them, you have to believe it. But you know, everything I tell you that would come to fruition will come to fruition if you get up to get better at the basics. What's the next one?
Do everything in your power.
To limit distractions. I've already said that. And I talked about how I limit distractions. What's next?
Just be excited about more. Be an overcomer. Don't be a quarter.
I've already said that one.
You must have a detailed business plan.
Very good. You must have a detailed business plan. You know, every person I work with, I give them a daily schedule. And I always say there's 2 points in times during the day when you have to be on. That's when you're calling someone, when you're following up with someone, when you're calling a past customer. How many of you are calling your past customers? How many? I had lunch last week with Sean Jaeger, and he started calling past customers this year. Now his team has had 54, 55 closings. He personally has had 32. But 12, more than 1/3, has been past customers. Now, he only started calling past customers in January. I told him that in less than 3 years, he will have 60 to 70 closings a year from just past customers. He's already had 12. And he wouldn't have those 12 if he wouldn't call them. But he said, all I do is call them to check on them. And they know people that go and say, Shauna, yeah, I know somebody needs to buy or sell. See, that's a simple thing to do. It's just to call your past customers. And if I've said it 100 times to you, why haven't you done it yet? Why don't you call them? And if you don't know exactly how to do it, come to my program and I'll give you the paragraph where it says exactly how to do it. What's next? This is a biggie. In real estate today, they teach you everything. But the thing you need to know better than anything is your attitude, to focus your learning on your attitude and your skills. Let's talk about your skills. Are you capable of calling someone and getting an appointment? Well, that's what Mike Klein in Charlotte has learned to do. That's what I teach you. I teach you skills to be able to call a total stranger and be able to get an appointment. I give you the skills to go out and make a presentation, the elements of the greeting, the walkthrough, the presentation, and close. And understand, if you do not do the greeting correctly, the closing will not happen the way it can, where you will get a listing from a total stranger. Do you know how many hundreds of times that I walked in someone's house and they said, you can look at it, but we're not going to list? That 30 minutes later, those people were signing the paperwork. It was because of my skill, my ability to talk. One day this week, one of the coaching call is the power of words, and the words that you use and where you place that word and how you say that word. And so many times, people always saying, you're so particular on when we role play on how you say it and what you say. If you change the sentence that I've given you, it changes the outcome. It changes the outcome. The outcome is to get more appointments. The outcome is to get more listings. The outcome is to have more closings. That's the outcome we want. That's what you can have. What's the next one?
You cover them.
I'm sorry?
Cover them.
I've covered every one of them? Mm-hmm. What time is it?
11:16.
Okay. So I asked each one of you that I coached to send me the 3 things you were going to change. And this morning I had Matt Levin from Atlanta on the phone. I've been working with Matt 10 years. I've been working with Matt Levin for 10 years. And a person that I was working with encouraged him to come see me. Matt is a commercial agent. Now, out of the last 7 years, 6 out of the last 7 years, Matt has been in the top 100 in the United States with SVN. It's a commercial company. When I met Matt, he may have had 1 listing, he may have had 2. When I met Matt, he may have had half a dozen closings a year, maybe 1 or 2 more. But Matt, what he wrote down was, I want you to write this down. to get better at my schedule. To get better at my schedule. The last thing people actually accomplish in my program, or the last two things, are their schedule and their standards. Let me ask you, let's stop right here. Be honest with yourself. Do you follow your daily schedule? Write this down. If you don't control your schedule, you can't control your income. If you allow others to control your schedule, no one ever controls my schedule. I control it because I'm the owner of my business and I own my schedule. My time is my time and my knowledge. And in real estate, that's all you have. Yeah, you have a car. You have an office, but you don't own it. You don't own the houses. So actually, all you own is your time and your knowledge. So how do you control that? You always need more knowledge, and this comes back to attitude and skills. So what percentage of your time do you actually follow your daily schedule? Number two was to do a better job at calling his past customers, do a better job at following up. And the third thing he said was to call his current clients, the ones he has their listings, every week. And I told him this morning to call every 2 weeks is plenty. You want to call them every 2 weeks. You do not need to call them every week. But think about how often do you call your current listings? Do you give an update every 2 weeks? The number one reason when I went to a house, the number one reason they did not relist, they never heard from the agent. So I had it set up that when at the end when they signed the paperwork, and I said I was going to put a lockbox, and I said, I want to just share something with you. My assistant Melanie is going to call you every other Wednesday and give you an update. Well, sometimes I had 40, 50, 60, 70 listings. So she would, if whatever number I had, she divided by 2. So on one Wednesday, she called this 35, and the next week she called this 35. And she would just call and give them an update on what was going on. And I always said at the end of the conversation, she's going to say, does Mr. Lacey need to call? And I said, I will always call you that day if you asked her to ask you to call me. So at the end of, on Wednesday, sometimes I had 3 or 4 or 5 people to call. But I also said, but in the meantime, anytime you have a question or you need me, you call me anytime. I'm proud that I allow the people that I train to call me anytime. That means anytime. I heard from about 5 or 6 coaching people this weekend. And my wife doesn't get upset with her because she knows it's who I am. That person that has a contract they're trying to get negotiated, that person that has this, whatever it is. But that's my decision to do more. I want to talk about that a second. The best 5 years of my business in the last 28 years, the best 5 years have been the last 5 because I decided to do more. Instead of doing one call per agent for lasted about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I changed over to do a 30-minute call on Monday so everyone could get the same opportunity. Imagine if you was in coaching and I had to call you every 15 minutes, call someone. A lot of people didn't hear from me till Tuesday afternoon. And I said, that's not really great for them. They need that shot in the arm on Monday. So I decided to start doing a 7:30 call on Monday. And then I said to every person, if you need me at any time, you call me. You can have a private call with me at any time. But then I went from doing, and that was around 2018. But in 2019, I started doing 2 and 3 calls a week. But in 2020, I decided to do 5 calls a week. Now, was it for me? Let's understand it. No, it was not for me. It was for you. What it was is some days I have 10 people that go, this is the greatest call I've ever had. But it may not be for 50 other people. And some days I have 5 or 10 people say, this is the best call I ever had. But see, I do a different call each day. And see, some days You're more in the moment when I talk to you than you are at other times. And so I want to give you many opportunities to hear me so that it may trigger something to trigger your business to go to that next level. In the last 3 weeks, I've done 21 calls on 5 days. I do 2 calls Monday, 2 calls Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's 7 calls. Do you know what? 7 is better than 5. 7 is better than 3 or 2 or 1. So, see, I ask you to do a little bit more, not less. So now in my 28th year, going on 29 pretty soon, in training and coaching and helping, I actually do more now than any time in the history of my training. So see, these things that say, get your excitement back, you can't help people unless you go see people. Well, what am I doing this week? I'm going to Northern Virginia to see people. I'm going to see you, who I work with, and I'm going to see someone probably I've never met. One purpose, to see if they'll allow me to help them. You know, when are you going to get up and help yourself in this program this program is not if it will work. I guarantee it works. How do I know? Because after 28 years, the same scripts, the same dialogue, the same overcome objections, nothing's changed. Most importantly, right now, what you do is what no one else is doing. Calling someone and leaving a message. Calling them back. Going and seeing them. Going to see if you can help them. There's so many people that are not even showing up. And when they're showing up, focus your learning on attitude and skills. They're showing up with the wrong attitude. So what if you changed your attitude? What if you changed it? And what if you got better at your skills? And what if you got better at your daily schedule? And what if you followed up with people? Let's give you one personal one. Every time you go see someone, the next morning, follow up with them. Or ring, 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 and they answer the phone. Joe, it's Andrew. How are you? I'm good. I just wanted to thank you again for allowing me to come over last night. Your home it's incredible. And I just couldn't go to sleep last night thinking about getting it sold for you. So would you let me come back today and get it on the market so I can get some sleep? Tongue in cheek, I say that, and you can't imagine how many times they laughed on that other end and said, "Come on over, boy. We talked about it after you left last night." I follow up. You know, there's things that people could do just a little bit more, do a little bit more following up. A few more dials a day. If you did 10 more dials a day, that's like an extra day of calling people. Just a little bit more could change everything. You know, the song More, More, More. How would you like it if you gave a little bit more? See, these things that Matt's already in the top 100 in the United States. In fact, year before last, he was in the top 50 of all the agents in the United States with SVN. See, these little changes that he's going to make, it's probably going to make him in the top 50 every year. All he's doing is getting better at what he's already doing. All he's doing is getting better at what he's already doing. He's not doing something different. He's not adding this thing. He's just getting better at doing the right things. What's the right thing for you to do? Come see me as soon as possible. What's the right thing for you to do? Call me and ask what simple change you need to make your business better. You know, this was like almost an hour seminar. This was a seminar today. These 10 points. So will you today, when you get off the phone, are you going to get your excitement back? Are you going to be an overcomer? Are you going to give a little bit more? Are you going to treat real estate more like a business? Are you going to focus more on your attitude and your skills? Well, then you just took your income to another level. See, I get up every day to try to help people to have a better business and a better life. I hope this morning I've given you something to make your business and your life better. If you need me, don't hesitate to call me. You can call us at 1-800-948-1633. Or you can call me personally at 864-909-1258 or 864-909-0705. I answer both phones. And I'd love to answer any question you could have. Take care. I'll see you next week. In the meantime, do a little bit more, give a little bit more, have a lot more. Have a great day. Bye-bye.